Hello everyone, hope you are doing good. We will discuss about Spring AOP or Spring Boot AOP module. So let's get started. Spring AOP or Spring Boot AOP. Why we need Spring AOP? Why developing Java applications we mix up primary and secondary logics? So let's discuss about what is the primary logic and what is the secondary logic. See here in this suppose this is the one method is there. In this method, this is the secondary logic. Without this logic also this application successfully executed. This is the service logic or business logic or mandatory logic to find a customer. By using this secondary logic, we are printing date and time. So we mix up primary and secondary logics. So here we are mixing both. Because of this, code becomes heavy. So because of code is heavy, right? Next, duplicate boiler code. Duplicate and boiler both are because of here this same code for time and date printing. Here we are writing in this find customer method. Here get all customer method. Same code we are writing. Here same code we are writing for to print date and time. Here also in get all customers method we are also same code printing writing to get the date and time. So it is duplicate code. Duplicate boiler code kills reusability. Here there is no reusability. Reusability nothing but we can write code once and use wherever we want is called reusability. Here there is no reusability. Every method we are writing the same code, duplicate code. So because of this code becomes heavy, and duplicate code, there is no reusability. So there is no clear separation of logics. Like primary logic, secondary logic, there is no clear separation of logics. We cannot enable or disable secondary logic without touching the source code of business methods. So without touching this business method, we cannot change the secondary logic. So here we are learned about code becomes heavy, duplicate, no reusability, no clear separation, We cannot enable or disable secondary logic without touching the source code. Here, second point, by using the utility package, we can separate primary and secondary logics. So here one problem is resolved. So we can by using this is the date util package, date util class. By using utility class, we can write some code and we can use wherever we want. So by using we can achieve the reusability here. There is no heavy code. So there is no heavy code. So by using the utility package, we can separate primary and secondary logics. So we are achieved here. Code becomes heavy. This is achieved. There is no code become heavy. Duplicate code is removed. Most of the code. We achieve the reusability. So we achieve the clear separation of logics. But here still some problems are there. Like by using the utility package, we can separate primary and secondary logics. Yes, we are successfully separated. But still duplicate boiler code, still duplicate coding because of here. This is the same line we are using. Utility methods are static methods. Remember, we are using same here. Here also same. So duplicate code is decreased but not completely removed. This is the one. Second, we cannot enable or disable secondary logics without touching the source code of the business method. So without touching the business method or primary logic, we cannot enable or disable the secondary logics. This is the secondary logic. By using this logic, we are printing the date and time. So to overcome these problems, we are using the string AOP. So to overcome our problems, use AOP. Now, what is Spring AOP? AOP stands for Aspect Oriented Programming. It separates cross-cutting concepts. What is cross-cutting concepts? Cross-cutting concepts. It is nothing but secondary logic or utility logic or helper logic or extra services from business logics at the time of development, but mixes them dynamically at compile time or load time or runtime with the support of AOP enabled frameworks like Spring AOP or Expert JEOP. Here in this example, we are using Expert JEOP implementation of Spring AOP. Expert JEOP implementation we are using. So for AOP, multiple implementations are there. One is Spring AOP, Expert JEOP, etc. In this example, we are using Expert JEOP implementation. What is Spring AOP? AOP stands for aspect-oriented programming. It separates cross-cutting concepts from business logic at the time of development, but mixes them dynamically at compile time or load time or runtime with the support of AOP-enabled frameworks like Spring AOP or Expert JAOP. So remember, this is the most important interview question. What is Spring AOP? AOP stands for aspect-oriented programming. It separates cross-cutting concepts, nothing but secondary logics from business logics at the time of development, but mixes them dynamically at compile time or load time or runtime with the support of AOP enabled frameworks like Spring AOP or Expert JAOP. This is the definition. Here, one sample example. So, see here, this is the secondary logic. We are writing in AOP. This is the secondary logic. With this is the primary logic. Primary logic. This is the secondary logic. This is the secondary logic. So without we are touching the primary logic, without touching the primary logic, we are enabling or disabling secondary logics. So then go to here. So code becomes heavy. This is resolved by using AOP. Duplicate code is resolved. Reusability is there. No clear separation of logic. This is resolved. We can also enable and disable secondary logics. Everything is disabled in AOP. See here. Yeah, this secondary logics we are writing in one time only. So one time reusability is there. So this is one service method. If I want this logic to execute in this service method, we can mention by using point cut expression. So here code becomes heavy. This is resolved. Clear separation of logics are there. Like this is the primary logic. This is the secondary logic. Clear separation of logics are there. So there is no duplicate code. That is also resolved. We can also enable, disable secondary logic without touching the primary logic. Without touching this logic, we can enable or disable by using here. We are mentioning here. We are mentioning the point cut expression. By using this point cut expression, we can enable or disable secondary logics. So this is the primary logic. This is the secondary logic. It is printing date. This is the just we are calling the service method. This service method we are calling here. At last, I will explain one program by using STSID. Spring AOP implementations. Lot of AOP implementations are there. So I will show two only. By default, Spring provides AOP. One AOP implement is called Spring AOP. It is provided by Spring people, supports for only declarative XML configurations. It is only supported fully XML configurations. Expert AOP. This is the market trader. So it is the now popular. It will support XML configurations and annotation configurations. It is provided by Eclipse people, supports both declaration approach, XML based and annotation configurations, etc. Means multiple some more implementations are there. Spring AOP implementations are there. I will show two only. We need to understand the difference between Spring AOP and Expert JAOP. Difference between Spring AOP and Expert JOP. Supports only methods at join points. Here, here supports only methods at join points. What is join point? Join point is nothing but this is the before nothing but advice. This is the point cut. These two combine is called join point. I will explain at last clearly. So generate proxy class at runtime. If we are using Spring AOP, it will generate proxy class at runtime. Generate proxy class at compile time. If we are using Expert AOP, it will generate proxy class at compile time. It will generate proxy class at compile time. Remember, Spring AOP is fully XML configurations. Expert JOP, it is fully XML annotation configurations. Let's go to definition. AOP stands for Expect Oriented Programming. It separates cross-cutting concepts from business logics. Nothing but it will separate secondary logic. Secondary logic also called as cross-cutting concepts. Nothing but secondary logics from business logic. Business logic nothing but primary logics at the time of development. At the time of development, see here, we are separating. This is the secondary logic. This is the primary logic. We are separating at the time of development. But mixes them dynamically at compile time. If we are using expert J, it will mixing at compile time or load time. If we are using Spring AOP, it will mixing them dynamically at runtime based on the your implementation. It will be changed. If you are using expert J, it will compile time. It is mixing up. If you are using Spring AOP, it will mixing up at runtime. So this is about of AOP enable frameworks like Spring AOP and Expert JOP. So it will Spring AOP, it will mixing up at runtime. If you are using Expert JOP, it will mixing at compile time. This is difference and important. So this Spring AOP supports only methods as join points. Here we are using this is the method. We are using the join point. This is method as a join point here. This Expert JOP supports fields as join points, constructors as join points, methods as join points. Generates proxy class at runtime. It will generate proxy class. Proxy class nothing but primary logic and secondary logic mixing up, and it will generate the one inner class. It's got proxy class at runtime. It will then generate proxy class at compile time. If you are using expert JOP, it will done at compile time, mixing both primary logics and secondary logics, and generating new class called proxy class. XML configurations, Spring AOP, expert JOP, fully XML and annotation configurations. Let's understand like the constants are called logics. Here, cross-cutting constants, they write in this constants nothing but logics. Cross-cutting is called secondary logic or additional logic or utility logic. Here, cross-cutting constants. Cross-cutting constants nothing but cross-cutting is nothing but secondary logic or additional logic or utility logic. Constant nothing but logic. Business logic is called primary logic, mandatory, minimum logic, necessary logic to complete our application functionalities or project functionalities. So we are understand here in definition. Here cross-cutting constants. What is cross-cutting? It is a secondary logic or additional logic or utility logic. What is constants? Nothing but it is logics. Right? So we are learning about difference between Spring AOP and Expert JOP and what is cross-cutting constants, what is the business logic, what is the primary logic, and what is the business logic, what is the proxy. So the constants are called logics. Cross-cutting is called secondary logics, additional logics, utility logics. Business logic is called primary logic or mandatory logic or minimum logic or necessary logic to complete project functionalities. Remember, what is business logic? The logics that are minimum to complete our application functionalities. Without these business logics or primary logics, project or application functionality will not be completed. Without business logic or primary logic, our application functionalities will not be completed. Some of the example of business logic. So some customer registration, it is the save operation. Profile updation, it is the updation logic. Delete profile, it is the delete operation. Withdraw amount, deposit amount, etc. These are the business logics and primary logics. Cross-cutting logics. Cross-cutting is nothing but secondary logics. The logic that supports business logic and makes business logic as better logic, but optional to have in the application is called cross-cutting concepts or additional logics. So coming to example, here this is the secondary logic, optional logic. So by using this primary logic will make better logic. In this secondary logic, just we are printing the time and date. In this example, we are printing the time and date. So some of the examples. Cross-cutting logic, the logic that supports business logic and makes business logic as better logic, but optional to have in the application is called cross-cutting concepts or additional logics. Some of the examples: logging, catching, data validation, format data, transaction processing, security check, exception handling. In this example, I am choosing the security check as a example. In this entire video, I am choosing the logging as a secondary logic. For primary logics, just I am printing some name here. Just I am printing one name. This is I am choose like a primary logic or business logic for entire this video. So up to here completed. These are the secondary logic examples like logging, catching, data validation, format data, transaction processing, security check, exception logic, exception handling, etc. Coming to Spring AOP advantages. Previously post we have learned about why we need to go for Spring AOP. Those are the advantages. Here, modularity. It allows you to separate concepts. So we are separating the primary logics and secondary logic into manageable aspects, making your code more modular and maintainable. I will explain about what is the aspect, but now I will tell the separate concepts. Separate concepts means logics. So we are separating primary logics and secondary logics. Here, see here. Here, this is secondary logic. We are separating. Here, primary logic. We are separating. Next, coming to reusable. So wherever we want, so we are applying those secondary logics. Aspects can be reused across different parts of your application, reducing code duplication. Here, we are getting the reusability, reducing the duplicate code, reducing code duplication. So it is here duplicate code is reduced. Clear code, it promotes clearer, more focused code by isolating concepts from your business logic. Where clear separation of logics, primary and secondary logics. Cross-cutting concepts. It simplifies the implementation of cross-cutting concepts such as logging, caching, etc. It simplifies of implementation of secondary logics. So these are the most important AOP terminologies. Aspect. Aspect is a plain Java class that can contain several advisors and pointers. Let's discuss about here. So what is the aspect? Suppose aspect public class log. Suppose we are printing it log aspect. Here, what is the aspect? Aspect is a plain Java class. Take one Java class, for example, this Java class, annotate at aspect it is called aspect that contains several advantages and pointers. Inside this aspect is a class that contains several advantages and pointers. Let's discuss here. Go to example. So what they are telling, like aspect is a class. Here, this is the one class. This is the one class. Aspect is allowed at class level. That means aspect is a class. It contains number of advantages and pointers. This is the one of the type of advantage. Before is the one type of advantage. Number of advantages and pointers. This is the point cut. That means what is aspect? Aspect is a plain old Java class that contains number of advantages and pointers. So we can write multiple methods like this is the get date and time method. You can write another method. You can write another method. Like we can write in this time log aspect number of methods. So aspect is a plain old Java class that contains number of or multiple aspects and pointers. Go to the terminologies. Aspect is a plain Java class, right? That can contain several advantages and pointers. Several advantages and pointers. Here, advantage. The advantage is a method inside the aspect class. The advantage is a method inside the aspect class. Aspect is a class. Let's go to here. See, aspect is applied at class level. Aspect is a class. Inside aspect, advice is a method inside the aspect. So this is the advice is applied at method level. Advice is applied at before is one advice applied at method level. Aspect is a class. Advice is a method. Remember. So here aspect is a plain Java class. The advice is a method inside aspect class. Inside aspect class. Advice is a method inside the aspect class that addresses a part of the cross-cutting concepts. You will address the part of the cross-cutting concepts like secondary logic. They have 5 types. So advices are 5 types are there. So in previous above example, like we are seeing right in a above example we are seeing like this is the B4. This is the one type. In advice, one type is the at B4. It will address as the secondary logic. So inside the this advice, this some log related secondary logic is there. Remember, we are successful learner what is the aspect and what is the advice. So next point cut. It is an expression. It is an expression that will select business methods that need the advice. That need the advice. It will select business method that need the advice. Remember here. So at B for is the advice. So it will needs one business method. It will needs one. This suppose one business method. It will needs one business method. So what is the point cut here? So see here, this is the point cut. Point cut is a some express. Here this is look like some express. Point cut is a expression. This is one. Remember. Let's go to. It is an expression that will select business methods that need the advice. That will select the business method. So what is the point cut? Point cut is a expression. Suppose this is the expression that will select the business method. See here, this is the check service dot name. Instead check service class, it is the name. It is the one business method. Point cut is a expression. It will select the business method. Point cut is the expression. It will select the business method. Remember here, it is a expression that will select business method. That will select business method that need the advice. Point cut can never specify which advice is going to be connected. That means point cut can never specify which advice is going to be connected. Which advice is going to connect. Point cut never specify which advice is going to connect. So this point cut will not specify which advice is connected to this point cut. Like yeah, at B4 is connected, but it will not specify. I will show another example. Then you can understand. Go to at bottom. Here point cut is a suppose it is a expression. It will select the business method. Here business method. This is the name method is there. It will select the business method. Point cut is the expression. It will select the business method. Point cut will never specify the which advice. This is before advice is there. Which advice is going to connected. Going to connected. Which never specify. Like point cut will it will never specify which advice is you advice is connected. Remember, go to here. Point cut can never specify which advice is going to be connected. In point cut, we are not mentioned which advice we are using. This means in point cut, just we are mentioning the business method details. Point cut is the expression. In this point cut, we are mentioning the business method details. That's it. So we are not talking about here any advice related. So syntax. Here syntax. Execution access modifier. For that, I will open one image. See here syntax. See here first it is the execution. Execution. This is the point cut expression starts with like execution. Some more like here point cut expressions supported point cut expression. Right? Point cut expressions we can write in multiple ways. So point cut expressions we can write in multiple ways. Remember, check here. This is the point cut expression. One way of point cut expression. Execution. Here execution. Next accessibility modifier. Here accessibility modifier public return type. Here return type string is there. Here return type string. Then package name, package name, package name. Then class name. Then method name. Then class name, method name. Here if any parameters. If any parameters. Let's see here. Let's see here. So see this is the business method. We need to add here in where in the this is the point cut. We can mention the point cut will select the business method. So here public is there. Here public. Here string is there. Return type must be matched. Here we need to mention package name. This class is there in com.n. This class is there in com.in dot service package. Service package. There is service package. com.in dot service package. Next class name. Here check service. Next method name. Here method name. This is the expression starts with one approach is there execution. Accessibility modifier public. Then return type. Package name. Here class name. Method name. Method name. Okay. Next, this syntax we have successfully understand what is the point cut. Point cut is the expression. It will select the business method. So here, if any parameters are there, you can use double dot. Double dot meaning here means 0 or more parameters. That means 0 or more parameters and any type of parameters. That means double dot means 0 or more parameters and any type of parameters. So execution. Suppose if you want to use like integer parameter is there, like we can use integer. Here, while using the AOP, static methods and final methods are not allowed. This is the wrong. You can remove this. This is the wrong one. Not allowed. So this is the one point cut expression, right? Here we are using execution. We can also use within. Within also there. I will tell difference between both two. So supported point cut expressions. We can use execution. It is one supported expression. Within is there, annotation is there, etc. are there. So here in point cut allowed symbols like star is allowed, dot is allowed, and is allowed, etc. R is allowed, not is allowed, etc. Multiple is allowed. So therefore, for more point cut expression, like I will explain like execution within an annotation. Remaining lot of expressions are there. You can click this one. Go to go to this up here AOP documentation. You can scroll down. You can see the point cut expressions. You can see here. You will get it here supported point cut designators or expressions like I will discuss execution within and annotation. Yeah, some more are there like this is there, target is there, arcs is there, yeah, target is there, arcs is there, within is there, annotation is there. I will discuss within, annotation, and execution. These three. Okay. Coming to we have successfully learned what is the expect. Expect is a plain old Java class. What is the advanced? Advanced is a method inside the expect. What is the point cut? Point cut is the expression. It will select the business method. So right, we are also learned how to write the point cut expression. So this is the syntax. These are the three examples. I will know also what is the difference between execution and within. Difference between execution and within point cut expressions. Say execution and within. Match a business method. So this is the execution is the exact match. Like here execution. We are mentioning the exactly modifier, return type, package name, method name, arguments. This is called exact match. Coming to match a business class, package, or sub package. Coming to here, within just we are providing package name dot star. That means go to this package, select any class, select any method. This is the look like this is the exact match. It is the any match inside the this package like that, or any match inside the this class. Point cut. It is a combination of advisor plus join point. Advisors plus join point. Point cut is not visible. So here point cut is nothing but this line. Yet before this line, this combination of this line is called join point. This called join. This called join point. What is the join point? It is a combination of advisor plus point cut. It's called join point. See here, join point. It is a combination of advisor plus point cut. It is called join point. It's simply connecting business methods with required advisors. So by using this, it will connecting to the business method. Join point is connecting to the business method. Here we need to understand. We need to understand. Point cut is selecting business business method. Business method. Point cut is selecting the business method. Join point is connecting business method. Business method connecting business method. Remember, point cut is a expression. It will select the business method. Join point is a combination of advisor plus point cut. It will connecting to the business method. See here, example. Here, this is the advisor. Here one bracket is there. I am missing like this. This is the advisor plus point cut expression. Here, join point is nothing but advisor plus point cut expression. Point cut expression. What is join point? It is a combination of advisor plus point cut. By using these two, it will connecting to the business method, right? What is the target? The class which contains business logic or primary logic is called target. Is called target. So in this year, the class which contains business logic are here. The class which contains business logic or primary logic is called target. Is called target. That means the class which contains business logic or primary logic. This is the business logic is called target. Is called target. Next one, what is next one? Viewing. The process of mixing up cross-cutting concepts with business logics is called viewing. Nothing but the process of mixing up secondary logics with business logic, nothing but primary logics is called viewing. Mixing up secondary logics and primary logics is called viewing. Here, so this and plus this logic. This is the business logic. This is the cross-cutting concepts or secondary logic. These are the mixing is called viewing. Viewing is called viewing. Viewing. Next one. Here, viewing. What is proxy? Viewing will generate new class. Viewing will generate one new class by mixing up cross-cutting concepts, nothing but secondary logics with primary business logics, nothing but primary logic dynamically at compile time or load time or runtime, and generating an in-memory proxy is called proxy. So it is nothing but proxy. Proxy class is look like our class dollar proxy. Here mixing of primary logic plus cross-cutting logic, nothing but business logic plus cross-cutting, nothing but primary logic and secondary logic. See here, this symbol dollar. That means the symbol here, the symbol is that means this is the proxy is the inner class of check service. Internally, it will generating in memory. What is proxy? Viewing will generate one new class by mixing up cross-cutting concepts, nothing but secondary logics with business logics, nothing but primary logic, dynamically at compiled using expert J compiler or load time or runtime, and generating in-memory class is called proxy. So is called proxy. After we have learned the 7 terminologies. Here, these 7 terminologies are important. AOP terminologies. Let's discuss about this. See? See here, post one, expect. What is the expect? Expect is a plain old Java class that contains advantages and point cuts. This is the point cut. For better understanding, I will go second example. This is the second example. What is the expect? Expect is the applied at class level. So expect is a class. It contains point cuts and advantages. Advantages, right? What is the advantage? Advantage is a method inside expect class. It addresses the here what you will do, go to advance is a method inside expect class that addresses the a part of the cross-cutting concept secondary logic. Go to example 2. So first we have learned expect. What is the expect? It is a class. Expect class contains point cuts and advisors. What is the advice? Advice is a method inside expect class that addresses the cross-cutting concepts, nothing but secondary logics inside advise secondary logic is there. Advisors are 5 texts. It is one of the at B for the one. Third one, what is that? Join point. Join point is combination of advise plus point cut. Here it is pointing T1. T1 is nothing but point cut. Join point is nothing but advise plus point cut. Advise plus point cut, right? Next one, expect completed, advise completed, point weight completed, join point completed. What is target? Target is a business class or primary class. So what is target? The class which contains business logic or primary logic is called target. Using is nothing but combining business logics with cross-cutting concepts. The process of mixing up cross-cutting concepts like secondary logics with primary logic is called viewing. Proxy is nothing but viewing is generated one class. Viewing is generated one new class is called proxy class. So these are we will learn at. I will show one sample example in this time. I will discuss this. Then only you will understand these better. Springboard. These are the important interview questions. These 5 advice types. Dependency. We need to add AOP dependency and Lombok. So Lombok dependency. We need to enable expect classes by using the annotation at the starter class level. While using the Spring Boot AOP, we need to enable AOP logic by using at enable expect auto proxy. We need to use this annotation to enable the AOP logics. While working with AOP, the business class must not be final and the business method must not be static and final because this causes problems with proxy class generation. Remember, our business class must not be final, methods must not be static and final. So here I am showing while here this is the wrong. This static is not allowed. Here this is wrong. Remember, business methods static and final are not allowed if you are using AOP, expect oriented. Here, while working with AOP, the business class must not be final. If you are applying AOP logic to any business method, that class not be final and that method not be static or final. Remember these 2 points. So let's discuss first types of advices. These are the 5 types of advices. The advice is executed before executing the business method. That means the advice is executed before executing the business method. That means so take 1 year, take 2. Here before is there, right? That means post this date and time logic executed, then it will goes to service class. This service class logic is executed. This is before. After reverse. Reverse means post here, post service class executed. Next year, this expert logic executed. This is second one. Around. Around means here. Around means here post this logic is executed. Then second this logic is executed. Again this logic is executed. Is called around. Then around returning is there. Around returning is nothing but so around is returning, not after returning is there. After returning is nothing but so post business method executed. If there is no errors, this is successfully executed business method, then only this method is executed. After throwing it there, in the service, some exception is coming, so it is failed to execute, then it will cause after returning. So here also we have learned 5 types of advices. Post 1, B for advice, post advice logic executed, secondary logic executed, then business logic executed. B for post expert logic executed, secondary logic executed, then business logic executed. B for after means reverse, post business logic executed, after advice logic executed. Around means post advice logic executed, then business logic executed, again advice logic executed. Next, after returning nothing but so post business logic executed. If while executing this business method without any errors, it is successful. If successfully executed, then only this logic executed. So suppose we want if in the business method any errors are coming occur, then only we need to use one aspect, one advice. Then so we need to use after throwing. If any errors are occurring in business method, then it will cause to after throwing advice. After throwing here before the advice is executed before executing the business method. So before executing the business method, it will be executed. That means step by like this is the post executed. Once this execution completed, it is executed to this one. This is the before. Before reverse the after. The advice is executed after executing the business method is in any case either success or failure. So it is called after. R1 means the advice code is made into two parts. First part is executed before advice, and then the business method executed, and later second part is executed after advice. After advice, nothing but here on example is there. Here. So first R1 right, first this is executed, then second it is executed, third it is executed. So first this logic executed, then this logic executed, then this logic is executed. Going to R1, the advice code is made into two parts. First part is executed before advice, and then the business method. So it is first called before advice and then executed business method, and later second part is executed after advice. Here around advice is combination of before advice plus after advice. It will execute it two times. This is secondary logic. After returning advice, the advice is executed after executing the business method only in a successful. So here post business method executed. If any no errors are coming, code is successfully executed. Then only this after returning executed. This is opposite of this, right? The advice is executed after executing the business method. If the business method throwing an exception, it only on failure scenario. Like post business method executed here. Suppose so post business method executed. If any errors are coming, then it will be executed after throwing advice. Post business method executed. If no errors, then it will execute after returning advice. See, theory is completed. So we can go to coding. I will show only one program because it will take a lot of time for me to explain more programs. Spring.io, like Spring initializer. We need to go to Spring initializer. It is recommended to use. It is recommended to create our projects from here only. So I am using project build like Maven language Java. So it is pointed to Spring Boot version 3.2.3. I will use like AOP test. It is a test project. So that artifact is a project name. Group is nothing but company com.in. In dot suppose com.in. Suppose this is the company. You can see a package name and group name. Most of them same. Java 17 version. Here are dependencies like Lombok. Here AOP dependency are not available, so we need to download from MBN repository. Here AOP not there because AOP is not part of the Spring. Like expert JOP is not part of the Spring, so that is not available here. Generate project is generated. So Control X, go to our workspace. It is there in desktop. Control V as open ID import file, import Maven project, existing Maven project. Browse desktop association mappings. Here there is no project, so cancel. First we need to extract the project. Right click, extract here. Once extraction done, delete the zip file. Again, file, import existing Maven project. Browse desktop association mappings here, AOP test. I will show only one program quickly to save time. So post add dependency. Go to browser, type like AOP starter MVN repository. Springboard starter AOP MVN repository. Like that. You can click copy dependencies, control V, select control F, control select control space for format controllers. Here go to, you can remove the version. Springboard is version auto managed controllers. So this is the starter class. We need to create other two packages. New class like dot service package. This is service. You can like check service. Finish. Use the get service annotation. So one method public string suppose name. Here string name equal to suppose my name semicolon. Here, return name. So we are using the logging. So logging secondary logic example, right? I am using SLF for here. I want to print log or log dot import name. So this is completed. Another package expect new class dot expect here time log expect. This is the class finish. We need to annotate at expect. This is the first one. Second one at suppose component. So public, you can, I am writing this logic here. So I am writing this logic to save my time. I am copying same logic in another project in there. Open. Copy. Close this project. Here. This is nothing but this is the format, date and time format. Here. Local name I am printing. I am passing format. So I am printing log here. I am printing log. So here to SLF for to enable expect AOP logic. So we need to use enable expect J auto proxy, right? Here we are created expect class. We need to link here. We need to use advice. So advise we have advise at B for at after at returning at throwing around, right? I am using at B for here we need to pass one expression like execution of here access modifier public then return type string. Here you can copy access modifier then return type then package name. What is this package name dot then class name check service check service then dot method name if any parameters 0 or 1 if either 0 or any more parameters, you can use double dot. Check here, go to our nodes. Here first accessibility modifier, return type, package name, class name, method name. If any parameters, we can mention here. Here double dot means 0 or more parameters or any type of parameters. If any parameters are there, any type, then you can use. If 0 parameters also you can use. If any parameters also you can use. So this is the expression. Execution starts with public string com dot in dot string dot check service. This is the class name. This is the package name. This is the class name. This is the method name, right? Controllers. We are using B for. Let's check what is the B for. What is the B for advanced? The advice is executed before executing the business method. That means it will print the first log in that date and time. Then it will print the sender name. So we are enabled expert J auto proxy. Right click, run AR, Springboard. CR logs. First it will print the date and time. So we got the error. Point cut is not well. So point cut expression, something went wrong. Go to execution. This accessibility modifier return type com dot the one. So you are missing another bracket. Control S, run here, Java application. So here we need to call the service logic. We need to call the service class. So we are not called. Copy this one. Control V, CTX equal to here CTX dot get bean. We need to pass service class. Check service. So we need to pass here check service dot class semicolon here check service equal to then service dot name method is there, you get semicolon. So run this application. We will get post the date and time. Next we will get center. Date and time is the secondary logic or expect advice logic. First we will get the here date and time. Second we are getting the, so check where it is there center, where it is date and time. So here logs here. We are printing expect, in expect class we are printing some date and time. In service class we are printing the some center name. That means, see here, go to the advice is executed before executing the business method. So first expect logic is here. First this logic is executed one, then this logic is executed. So reverse is before, right? Before, reverse is after. So you can use, you can change to before, after, you can use after. So then first we will get the center, then after we will get the, first it will print the center, then it will print the log. Here first it will print in the center, after it will print in log. So go to here, just where this is, we are placing in here. Before in here we are placing this one, right? This one we are placing in place of T1. We can also separate, right? Like we can also write like inside of this, we can use the one, we can cut this one, maximize. We can use public void, suppose T1 some at point cut. We can mention like this. We can give here T1. We can also write like verify here. Here we are now. This is the center. Post is called business logic. Then advice logic. That means after advice. So it is called check here after advice. So go to here. So this is the another way to configure the point cut. Go to this one. So okay. Clear this one. So create one annotation like public data interface my transaction kind of something. You can mention it service class level, service class method level, service class method level, service class method level, and you can mention here yet annotation. You need to give this is the annotation package name dot annotation name. For example, annotation. If you are using annotation, you can change at annotation. So create another package, new. Suppose take annotation, like com.annotator annotation. You can give suppose my log finish com.annotator here. Instead of this, you can remove just you can mention here to annotation package name dot annotation name. So, com.annotate dot annotation dot my log. Control S, you can go to my log. You can annotate at here at target retention towards at target we can use element type dot runtime. So I'm copy pasting. These suggestions are not coming. Just Control C. So this one Control S. Go to service class. Annotate method my log. Control S. So time log expect annotation. Right. Right click. Run as Spring Boot app. We got the other check other type. Not a annotation. Com dot anti dot annotation dot is not a annotation. Com dot check package. Com dot anti dot anno. Here spelling wrong package. Let's change. Refactor rename. Annotation. Annotation. Okay. It is package name change. AOP. Right click. Run as Spring Boot app. Again we are going to get the other error type. In the annotation. Com dot annotation dot mylog. Somewhere spelling wrong. Let's check. Com dot annotation. Check here. Mylog annotation. Com dot here in. So Run a Spring Boot app. You are now successfully executed. It is after advice, so it will execute a business method. Then it will execute at the hardware logic. So in this video, we are successfully learned about AOP. AOP, why AOP, and what is AOP, AOP terminologies and sample example. Thank you for watching. I will create another video for the interview questions.